Well, hello to my favorite first graders. Happy Friday. I am here to talk to you, of course, about phonics. But, I came downstairs, to my little basement classroom here, and I got ready, to prepare for phonics. And I got, my book out, and I made my list of things we need to go over, and I read the lesson, and then I turned on my computer, and I pulled up my Jamboard, which is kind of how I teach you. I use something called Jamboard. And someone left me a message. Any guesses who that someone might be? I'll give you a hint. He's furry. He is supposed to be staying in this spot behind me, but he apparently sneaks out. Guys, do I have any guesses who left me that message? Rashid, you ready to see what he left? What? He can be a naughty little lion, can't he? Do you guys know what this means? LOL. Yeah, it means laughing out loud. And for a minute, I was really offended. Rashid, what are you laughing at? You're certainly not laughing out loud at me. And he said, no, Mrs. Arvini. LOL is a shortcut. And I thought about that for a second. I thought, you know what, Rashid, you're right. LOL is a shortcut. Have you ever texted that to anyone before or seen it in a text message? I mean, first graders probably shouldn't be texting, but I'm sure you've seen that on your parents' phones or in a show or in a book. And it's a shortcut, right? When we see LOL, we know that it doesn't mean lol. It means laughing out loud. And Rashid reminded me that shortcuts and contractions are a lot alike. A contraction is really a shortcut, a way to say two words at once. And he thought that it might be a good idea for us to review some contractions today. So that's what we're going to do. So thank you for the joke, Rashid. I enjoyed that. That was pretty darn funny. So let's take a look. Okay. Now, these are some contractions that we've seen before. We've worked with these before. And I'm wondering if any of you remember the rule for how to make a contraction. It's when we take two words and we kind of smush them together and put that little mark called an apostrophe in to show that we sucked some letters out the top. Now, I don't know if any of you noticed, and I don't know that we really got into the specifics of it the last time, but when you combine two words to make a contraction, you are sucking out the vowels. That apostrophe is taking place of the vowel in the second word. So if you're ever confused about contractions, how to make them or how to break them apart, the thing we always have to remember is that the apostrophe takes the place of the vowel in the second word. So think about the word is not. Does anyone remember the contraction? I want you to pause the video for a moment, and I want you to grab a whiteboard and a marker. I'll wait here till you come back with that. Okay, so now that you have your whiteboard and your marker, I want you to look at this sticky. Is not. Using that strategy that I just told you about, that remembering when we are making a contraction, that the apostrophe stands in for the vowel in the second word, I want you to see if you can write the contraction for is not. Do you remember what it is? Go ahead and write it. You can pause the video if I'm going too quickly. Okay, I'm going to show you. Let's take a look. Is not, when we write the contraction, turns into isn't. Do you see how the apostrophe took the place of the vowel? Yeah, in the second word, the apostrophe just takes the place of the vowel. And then we squish that word, those two words together to make one new word, isn't. Is not becomes isn't. She isn't going to do her work today. Okay, let's do the next one together. The next one is do not. Take a moment and write the contraction for do not, remembering that the apostrophe takes the place of the vowel in the second word. Go ahead and pause if you need to. All right, let's see what it is. Do not turns into don't. Don't bother your brother. I probably say that 100 times a day. Don't. Do you see how the apostrophe took the place of the vowel in the second word? That's such a good clue, guys. I don't remember learning that when I was growing up and learning contractions. You guys are so much smarter than I was at your age. All right, take a look at this one. Are not. Pause the video if you need to. Go ahead and write that contraction. Are not. All right, you ready? It's aren't. See the apostrophe? Took the place of the vowel in the second word. Aren't. We aren't going outside today. Excellent. So now we're going to do some additional practice. I want you to keep that whiteboard and marker out. You can erase what you've worked on so far. And we're going to switch to the next frame. All right, are you ready? I want you to pause the video and take a look. Well, don't pause it yet. Wait till I'm done talking. We're going, in just a moment, I want you to pause the video. And I want you to look at the word she is, or the words she is and it is. And I want you to see if you can figure out how to turn these words into contractions. So I want you to write two contractions. One for she is and one for it is. Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, welcome back. So what do you think? She is. What is that going to turn into? If we follow the rule of putting these two words together and using the apostrophe to take out the vowel in the second word, what is that going to turn into? I think this one's super tricky because she ends in a vowel and is starts with a vowel. So we want to really remember to focus on that vowel in the second word. All right, let's see what it is. I'm going to grab my sticky note here and I'm going to write she, and then I'm going to think about is. And just how Mrs. Bluette has you hold numbers in your head sometimes, I want you to kind of hold is in your head. I want you to picture it, imagine it, and imagine a vacuum sucking out that vowel. That I is being sucked right out of your head. What's left? An S. We're going to put an apostrophe in place of that I and add an S. And now we have she's. She is going to the store. All right, here's your next one. It is. What did you come up with for that? Well, we know we're going to use the word it. And we know that we have to put an apostrophe in for the vowel, right? We have to put an apostrophe in for the I. What do you think that's going to look like? Let's type it out. In your case, write it out. It, then think about is, just like the other word. Think about is, suck that vowel right out of your brain. We're going to put an apostrophe for the vowel, and then S. It's. It is turns into it. It's raining outside. Now, I want you to erase your board again because now I'm going to make it a little trickier. I think, personally, it's a lot easier to make a contraction out of two words than it is to take a contraction apart. And guess what I'm going to ask you to do next? Any guesses? I'm going to ask you to take a contraction apart. Here we go. Whoops. All right. Two contractions. The contraction I'm and the contraction you're. In a moment, I want you to pause the video and I want you to think about what two words make the contraction I'm and what two words make the contraction you're. Remember, when you see this apostrophe, it's standing in for a vowel for the second word. So it kind of divides the words in half. Use that to help you as you're figuring out what two words make I'm and your. Pause the video, write what you think, and we'll be back together in just a moment. Okay, did you figure it out? Did you? Okay, so let's take a look. We've got this apostrophe here, in the word I'm. And we know that everything in front of the apostrophe, that's one word. So the first word in I'm, guess what, guys? It's I. Yeah, easy peasy, right? Now, this is where it gets tricky. We have I, but we need the second part of the contraction. I'm going to the store. I'm tying my shoe. I'm taking a nap. What word would make sense there? But also it has to have a vowel in front of it. Yeah, it's the word am. I am. Yeah, I am going to the store. I am tying my shoe. I am taking a nap. So this apostrophe, what did it take the place of? Yeah, the vowel A. Good. How about the second one? You're. You're going too fast. You're going to fall. You're going to hurt yourself. You're. Well, let's think about this logically. We see the apostrophe here. We know everything in front of that is the first word. So what's the first word, guys? It's you. Oh, goodness, I just spilled something. That's okay. Oh, there we go. It's you. Y-O-U, easy peasy, we know that word. Now here's where it gets tricky. We have to change the second part of this contraction into a word. Your. Well, we know that contraction, that apostrophe is standing in for a vowel, and then there's R-E. So what word would make sense? You blank. So we know it's a vowel, an R, and an E. So let me get that up, see if that'll help us. So we know that's the end of it. You, You're going to fall. You are going to fall? What letter would we put there? Yeah, an A. Because your, when you break that contraction apart, is you are. You guys have been excellent contraction detectives. Can you believe we're actually coming to the end of this phonics unit? And we're going to start a brand new one. I can hardly believe it. I am so proud of the work you've done on word endings and contractions and power words. So impressed with your work. All right, guys, have an excellent weekend. I will see you not till next Wednesday. We're off school Monday, and we don't have phonics on Tuesday, so I'll see you for phonics on Wednesday, but I'll see you for read aloud on Tuesday. All right, guys, have a great day.